I am wishing you a happy Mother's Day. It's kind of an odd day. It's it's a little early than normal, but it's been an odd month, odd weather. But what a blessed day for all you mothers out there. And I want to say this. For those who have lost mothers, they are watching us down from the heavens and blessing us. A shout out to Sandy Bertzik. She was a mother of spirit, of holiness. She touched me in many ways. She brought me happiness and joy, and we lost her. And today I missed out being able to go to see her at the cemetery out at the. It is at the airport, by the airport, Snelling.
Fort Snelling?
Fort Snelling, there we go. See,
okay.
Memory is one of those things with me today. But I just want to say this. Happy Mother's Day. So all you guys, just don't forget to wish everyone a happy Mother's Day. And what a perfect day to match up with Happy Mother's Day. We are celebrating Mental Wellness Month. And you guys notice I say mental wellness. I don't say health at all. I say wellness.
Wellness. Yes.
Because you can get well from mental health. Mm-hmm. And I really am a true advocate for that. And that's why I really say that. So all of you listeners out there, we are going to talk about services. We're going to play songs. And if anyone does have a request, I'm going to mention that to you. And just join us and send a song request. We're going to be looking at our Facebook page for those who are watching behind the scenes. And then you can catch our show later if you miss it or a friend misses it so they can listen in on services. I am going to mention this. We have a new call-in number because we have been getting so many listeners, and that is 612-405-3668. That is our direct call-in number.
New phone number. We're going to answer it right here live on the show.
Yes, live on the show. Yes. And then you can still text me at 763-843-4262. Again, that's 763-842 843-4262. Say short-term memory, one of those things. And hey, you guys, I gotta mention something. So I had Botox the other day on Thursday because we talked about chronic pain can lead to depression. We all know that. Those who really struggle with chronic pain, and it hurts and it can be debilitating. And then we also know there's an opioid crisis out there. So there are other options. And I just want to mention this. I'm going to toot my horn about a doctor who has been, I just got to say, she has done some amazing things for me. And the reason I'm going to toot the horn about her is that, first of all, doctors sometimes don't have a bedside manner. I mean, I'm going to be upfront with that. That is lacking in many doctors. And
some nurses too.
Oh yeah, I mean, and then they look at you like, who are you and why are you here? And it makes you feel like something's wrong with you. I mean, I'm being honest about that because have you ever gone in and they look at you like, what's going on? So her name is Stephanie, and I'm just going to shout out Strandel, and she does injections for Botox to help with muscles, because my muscles are always having a muscle spasm nonstop on my neck and shoulder, and it's piercing, and then it causes these headaches that never go away. Well, I yesterday got to experience something I have not experienced in so long. I had one day of no headache. Today it started coming back on, but I got to celebrate a day of no headache. Yeah. And you know, that is a remarkable experience. And so I got to go out. I tried to go morel mushroom hunting. Of course, you know, the season, way too early, but the thought was, oh, it's warm and sunny, and got to spend time with my godson, Blake, stepson. Hey, Blake, shout out to you. Thank you for allowing me to steer the boat, and I really didn't do a great job. Went into the weeds. Hey, Greg, thank you for an awesome time. And we had a blast, and I gotta say, I'm glad everyone out there, I went to an all-recovery meeting, right, Bridge?
Yes.
And everyone
Saturday is 5 p.m.
5 p.m. and that's offered, let me just mention this while I'm mentioning announcements. That is offering, think about recovery, that is offered through minnesotarecovery.org. Telephone recovery support, all recovery meetings. Hey, one-on-one peer navigators, peer support specialists, and you can call them at 612-584-4158. And you guys, their services are totally cost-free, don't have to worry about anything. And so I'm just mentioning those things out there. So there is a lot of support out there. And this month we're going to talk about this. NAMI is in NAMI.org. Together for mental health. So mental health is an incredibly important part of overall health. With growing number of Americans experience mental health symptoms, we need to join together and advocate for improving our nation's mental health care system. So call NAMI for a helpline at 1-800-950-NAMI, or its crisis number is NAMI 741-741. And you can do that 24 hours a day. Someone will get to you. And then I'm going to mention a place that I know about also. So look up Wellness in the Woods, and then they have what you call the VPSN number. You can join a meeting by Zoom. It's a virtual support network. And you just go on there, and they each meeting will provide you with the support tools you need for a healthier and a happier life. We offer sessions that focus on specific topics such as recovery support, senior living, LGBTQ plus support, and more. See our calendar at the bottom of this page, so you can go there. And I have a calendar. I'm going to post it on our Rise Up Hour Facebook page. So if you want to join that page, just join. We'll put you on there. And I've gone into one of their meetings, and it's so cool. They have 2 people there available, and they guide you through. And you guys, it costs nothing at all. So you can just be feeling some kind of emotion, and it's a safe place to talk. And in recovery, let's talk about this. Often people say, "Oh, I have recovery, and I don't need mental wellness." Hello, there's Bridge, are they not side by side often?
Yes. They're best friends. They're hand in hand.
Hand in hand.
For many of us.
For many of us.
There might be a rare breed.
Yes, and 25% of people in recovery do not consider themselves to have mental wellness issues. But, you know, let's just say with that 25%, we can say we all need these issues. And then let's look at the outside. Okay, let's say outside of the recovery community, we have people, we have mothers, like on Mother's Day. Mothers are hurting, mothers are dealing trauma. We are dealing COVID. I mean, it was a huge,
yes.
and that emotionally that was a struggle for mothers. They couldn't see their kids because they were elder, and people in the senior living places. I mean, so everyone went through mental wellness. Dads, everyone. So on this Mother's Day, we got to talk about some of the important issues. It is okay to have emotions.
Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh. I mean, and you know what that does for me in my recovery? It allows me to deal with emotions and feel them, and then and when you get to work through them, you feel like something's lifted off your shoulder, and you feel like you're happy. And for me, I'm gonna be honest about my chronic pain and some of my debilitating stuff. You know, my hands don't work right sometimes and all this, but like I have Bridge as my volunteer who helps me and allows me to do my radio show, and you become so thankful. And on this Mother's Day for Bridge, who's got her kids, happy Mother's Day to you for all the beautiful things you do, and you bring prosperity to people. And that's why today, that's why I got you that gift.
Yes.
So the reason I did that for Bridge, I got her.
Showing the behind the scenes.
Yes, it's part of it's an Asian, and
Buddhist.
it's a Buddhist, yes,
Part of the
and
Buddhist religion, which I'm actually
and
really
it's
into right
the
now.
goddess of fish, which is prosperity.
So beautiful.
It's so beautiful. And so we all have different things, and we think of different compassion. So all of you out there, if you're watching on Facebook Live, you can send messages in, or you can text in something you want to say about mental wellness, or if you know services out there. So Bridge, what are you going to talk about real quickly? And then we're going to go into a song.
Yes.
And then I might actually mention a song in the middle of one of the songs, because Smashing Pumpkins, Mother, there's a song called Mother.
Okay, I'll write that down.
Yeah.
We'll get that on next after Vibe.
Yeah, and
I
then,
have leftover songs from yesterday.
oh, and
Donna.
hey, by the way, she was on, what is it called,
The
945?
9:45 show on Saturday mornings.
On WFNU, Frogtown Radio, and I gotta say this, you guys, she did an awesome job.
Whoa, that was personal. I put some really, it wasn't personal to the outside world, but the song specifically told my story in recovery, so I know nobody really was probably able to follow it, but I literally went through every emotion. Each song represented the emotions that I went through in my recovery journey. So it was a wide range of songs, but there wasn't enough time. There's never enough time. So today I brought my leftover songs that I loved, but maybe were longer or whatever. I just didn't get to them yesterday. So we're gonna play it today.
Oh, cool.
So, do you want to do a song now, or let's
You-
talk about my favorite groups? I'll sing
Oh, hey,
Mom.
yeah, mom. Yeah, there's like a thing for moms.
Yes, there's specifically, I started a group that's specifically for moms, but actually it's not just moms. So I'll talk about that after the song, but it's Mondays, we meet Mondays, but you know, being a single mom is a lot. And I need my circle of ladies with me because we help each other and support each other, do it together. So, anything else you want to say before I play this great song?
No,
I'm super excited.
I just want everyone to think. You know, oftentimes society, it was such a stigma when we talk about mental wellness. See, and I use wellness because, you know, and we used to say
Sounds
mental
way more
illness all the time.
positive. Yes.
And what a horrible word that is.
I don't like that word.
Oh, it's like, what are you sick from? We're not sick. You know, you got asthma, you get your medication, you become well from it.
Yeah.
So it's like mental
I
wellness.
have asthma.
Yeah.
And they don't consider me ill.
And then, you know, depression, you take medications for that. Oftentimes, in the recovery field, I'm just going to take one moment on that. When they say you shouldn't be taking anything else because you're in recovery and all that, you know what?
Oh, to be abstinent?
Abstinent? No, you need the medication if you really need it because there's an imbalance in chemicals and sometimes you need to be balanced out. I see there's no action about it and there's nothing wrong because we need to recover and continue our recovery journey and share that. And it doesn't need to be saying, oh, I'm on all this or on that. What you are doing personally is no one's business, and if someone wants to put judgment on you, that is not their place.
You can call us.
Yes, call
We can
us.
set those, just inform them. There's just a lot of people that heard what they heard through generations and other people and just aren't aware. They're just not knowledgeable on it. That's really what it comes down to. Anyone who says
Yeah,
that.
and hey, look at me. I have a radio show called The Rise Up Hour. I function, and I'm on
Function
medication. and-
fantastically.
yeah, and hey, you guys, I take medication for depression.
Absolutely.
I see a therapist to understand my happiness.
Same.
Yeah, so why hide it? And the reason why I'm so open about it, and I'm be honest on the show, is to show that people in the community who don't want to be as open as I am, it's okay, you don't have to be, but it's okay to seek those things out when you're feeling down, when you're feeling like things aren't going right, and you just see something is off. Go seek something. There's nothing wrong with it. Because depression hurts. You've heard that before. But also, it hurts your recovery. And we just want those to have all pathways of recovery. And I continue to seek that for everyone because I'm so lucky I get to have a joyous recovery. Even though I hurt every day, even though I have struggles, I still get to believe that life is beautiful and you get to enjoy life. And yeah, I get to lay in bed a lot of times because I'm struggling. Yeah, I get to feel bad about things. But then I go enjoy something and yeah, I'm going to hurt about it. But I get to see the wisdom and happiness in it. And like, you know, when Minnesota Recovery Connection does all these things, and I'm an advocate for them because I do things with them, and I train for the Steve Bremner Hope Network. It gets me out in the community, but I don't look at myself as someone who can't do it, someone who can do it in recovery, and that's what it's all about, isn't it, Bridge? I mean,
Absolutely.
we just have to love people and share. So, what is your song that you're playing right now?
Okay, so this song is when I listen to it. So all the songs that I listen to, I have my own perspective on it. This song is actually is close to my heart. It's about my daughter. There was a time when I lost my kids. They were taken out of my care from Child Protective Services, and I was missing her. And so this song made me think of her and try to stay positive and really focus on getting my kiddos back. So it's Air Traffic, Shooting Star. You ready? Should we do this?
Yeah, let's play it.
Okay. Here we go. Hopefully it comes in. Let's see. I gotta push play. That helps.
Message.
Positive and really focus on getting my kiddos back. So unfortunately my storage is full for StreamYard, so this won't be recorded. It just told me, I didn't know. This told me it's not being recorded, so it's being viewed live, so if anybody's catching it now, good for them. I probably won't be able to post it.
Okay.
So I gotta figure that out.
So, you know, I have storage on mine.
And what I could do is, no, it's with StreamYard. What I could do is delete
is it?
out other videos. I just want to make sure that they don't take them off of. I'll work on it. I didn't know. It didn't tell me till just now. So that wasn't.
How much is StreamYard to get it? More storage.
How much, sir? I don't know yet. I paid for the annual thing, but I didn't know how. I don't know how much the storage thing is, so I'll figure that out.
Hi everyone who's watching live. This is new. I'm trying out different things. Yeah, talk about your group. How women's group is important.
Okay. Oh, and then at the end, we'll mention Josh will be coming on next week.
Yep.
And talk about how he lost like 120
Yes, and we'll talk about health.
pounds or something crazy like that.
Yes. And then we're also going to talk about, and then we're probably going to have that gal come in for acupuncture or something.
Okay, keep me on the loop on that.
Because we got to fill up this month.
Oh, that's not a problem. I do want to get that Grace in that Sarah knows because
Okay,
we
let's
start the
have-
LGBTQ meetings
Oh,
this
so
Wednesday.
yeah, so let's talk about starting that this Wednesday.
Okay.
So we can get her in. I'll find out.
Well, let's do that at the end of the show. 'Cause
Yeah.
I want to keep it about mental
Yep.
health awareness and mothers because
Yep.
it's Mother's Day.
Yes.
Okay, got 30 seconds. Okay.
And we are back. Am I live right now?
Yes, you are.
Okay, we're just learning all this because I'm actually sitting in the desk chair today, so I'm in the
Your
higher
choice,
stool.
by the way.
Yeah,
Just
my
throw off
choice.
the whole
Yeah, it's
vibe.
but it's cool. We're just doing something different. So Bridge is going to continue to talk about Mother's Day and celebrating things. And hey, Bridge, let's talk about that group that you have a little bit more because
Sure.
I gotta say she's so active in mom stuff.
I have to be. There wasn't anything like that. Oh, my mic wasn't on. So, yes, I have to be Bahada because there wasn't anything like that when I first started recovery over, 15 years ago.
And we've come a long ways in supporting moms. haven't we?
Yes, this mom's group started 2 years ago, and it's the only meeting. Well, now there is way more meetings thanks to the virtual opportunity that COVID brought us. There's a lot more moms groups out there, which is great. But before, I didn't find anything, so we started it. So it's Monday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. You can go in person, so it's at the Blaine Alano, that's up Central 65. There's a private Facebook group, so if you get in on that, so it's a hybrid meeting. So we do it in person, but we also do it virtually, so anyone from anywhere. You just be a member of the private group, because we post that link right in there, or just reach out to us. So there's an email at babmoms247@gmail.com. I'll just read our little blurb. It's at an Al-Anon, which is AA and NA, but really it's a recovery meeting and not just moms. So it says we are Squad 24/7. because we moms all have days every day. This is a meeting for moms on all platforms. Stepmoms, grandmoms, godmoms, soon-to-be moms, friend of a mom. Point is, if you're involved or want to be involved with raising little people, this is a safe place to share. We are open topic, and the meetings, they can be steps, reflections, women's way, and or anything recovery. And what's great, actually, if you attend tomorrow, we're voting on a new book that we will be going through. So we do recovery books, and we read it together, and it's just wonderful to go back and forth and talk about our insights and our experiences and learn from each other and grow from each other. It's really great. It's really healing, honestly, because there's a lot of mob guilt even after you get recovery.
Yes.
This will just go away.
And I've heard and I've learned about that because there's dad guilt too.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Because I felt dad guilt,
Yes.
But then you wonder about mom guilt. You can't imagine, because there's that mother's love or that mother's attachment. And then when the kids get taken away, and I'm going to say this, we've gotten better as a society, because we always say the mom, blame the mom, and then we forget about the dad, and take the kids away. Now we're realizing that that's not how you should do it.
Yeah.
And getting someone in recovery who needs recovery is what's more important, and unification is really important. And we've had a couple of guests on, we've talked about that.
Last week.
Yeah, and then we've done that also with Ashley, I believe. So we've had that reunification.
Oh, yeah.
Her anniversary on
We're
that.
going to talk about that.
So we've just talked about lots of people coming on. And so for any of our listeners out there, I'm just going to mention this, for your moms out there, if you need any extra support and you're just wondering what is out there, because we know how to get support issues and you're struggling, you can also email us at the riseuphour, HOUR, @gmail.com, and we'll get back to you and let you know about sources. You can also reach out to Minnesota Recovery Connection or join that moms group. And any moms group is good out there, because I got to tell you, moms know how to support each other, and you got to feel comfortable. Zoom is a great way of looking out there. There's a lot of resources, and I'm going to mention this again. NAMI organization, NAMI.org. Look that up, and I gotta say this. Steve Rumbler, Hope Network, has got a lot of great resources out there. We posted that on our Facebook page, and I just gotta say that. And I'm gonna mention this real quickly. To my mom, Yasmin Kakish, happy Mother's Day. Just wanted to wish you that on air, and I'm gonna try to give her a call later today.
Can I ask you a personal
Yeah.
question? So, how would you say your relationship maybe has been with your brother previously, where it's at now? Like, do you guys have a close relationship, or how has that been through the years?
Oh, me and my mom have gone up and down.
Sure.
So let me just mention this. I'm in recovery in long term, and acceptance is one of the things. So I'm indifferent to my mom right now, because I've realized a lot of things. I don't hate my mom. I love my mom, but at the same time, you have to realize back then moms didn't know how to deal with things that happen to kids, or abuse or anything like that. And moms thought they were doing the right thing, but they didn't do the right things. I was always so shame. Let me just say this: shame can ruin families. Shame can ruin humans. Shame can kill. And shame is one of those horrible words, and that's why mental wellness is so important. And so I'm in the process of healing and dealing, and when it's the right time, it's going to be the right time to talk about things, because I'm one of those people who are verbal and like to communicate. And I forgive my mom. That's the beautiful part. But I don't. Some people say, oh, you have to love and embrace and continue. To be indifferent is okay for those who are recovering, because you don't have to be put in that face if someone doesn't know how to change the way you think or understand what has happened, because she believes in so much love and is one of those religious people who prays all the time and thinks that forgiveness is happening all the time. Well, that's not how it really works, because we've learned that in our in recovery, that it's okay to have emotions and feelings. So I think in the end it's going to be okay. Because my mom thought her forgiveness is through giving us meals and giving us this extra this or extra that, and that's not what it is. I got to thank my parents though. In my early recovery, I wouldn't have been able to have my recovery like I do now. So bless their hearts, I stayed with them. But I also realized that it was very unhealthy to continue staying with them for my recovery. So when we learn in our recovery, it's pretty amazing how we get to grow. Like example, me being in New York and doing Zoom when the pandemic happened, like, you know, because we have a lot of family members in New York, you know, relatives, like saying you're in recovery is like shameful. I joyously say I'm in recovery because I, you know, example, I was compelled recently to apply to be on the governor's council. Tim Walz did something amazing because of the opioid response epidemic. We need to approach it differently. We need to do something. There's like 90, I think 85 people, 90 people that applied. I don't know when we're gonna get selected. There's only 15 spots. I hope I get one of them. If I don't, there's always another time. It doesn't mean I'm gonna stop advocating because I'm a trainer for the Street from the Hope Network. You know, I'm a PAC member of Minnesota Recovery, and I believe that people need to understand it's a life-saving training. It's not about promoting, it's about saving lives. Because look at those 3 kids now. We recently, they took Adderall to study for finals at a college. By golly, one of them died. It was an Adderall, it had fentanyl in it. The other one's still in the hospital. The college didn't condemn the kids, by the way. It's amazing, college has a safety thing now. They're not getting down on kids for that. What they're doing is they're offering naloxone kits or Narcan spray. Life savings, they're addressing it differently now because this is happening everywhere. And so mothers out there, you know, we have to, losing kids, what a trauma. And so being ashamed of it, there's nothing to be ashamed of. We have to just learn and love our kids and have acceptance. And there's hard things to do as parents, but we don't know the right answers. No one knows the right answer. So there's not one fit. I think everyone thinks there's one way that fits everyone. I believe in so many different pathways of recovery, and that's why I love this show. It's about recovery and all means of recovery and multiple pathways. Because my pathway is different than your pathway, but we all have something similar. Because what is our end result? Recovery. And you know, so you know, recovery is seen is seen of recovery. I mean, it's like. I just feel joyous that I get to have that. And like Bridge, your pathway's been different. You've had like a reuse. And finally,
multiple reoccurrences in my, well, total 19 years of recovery, but 2 years is when I really surrendered, let go, and I feel like 2 years, well, I got 2 years in December, was when I made that choice myself. And
you've done that. So when I decide that, you know, I'm always going to have my show, basically. And then when I start my company up and I start that up, I'll have programs for recovery and stuff. I may not be screaming recovery on the top of my head, but when I have my show and when I have things that I'm doing, public engagements, or when I'm giving back to the community, I will rejoice about recovery because I'm one of those people who doesn't have a desire, doesn't think about drugs. I'm blessed, but I also believe in mental wellness, which is part of my cure. So oftentimes those who really struggle with recovery, and I look at my history when I had 5 years and 2 years and 3 years, it was the darkness, and what triggered it was the emotional pain, the trauma that I had when I was a kid, or this or that triggered it, and I didn't know how to work through it. Even though I was on medication, even though I had seen someone, but when I really looked at the stem of things, because we often say, people who are in recovery are thinking about this purpose, why I want this so bad, is because their thoughts are there because they're dealing with something underlying problems. And it doesn't have to be mental wellness. It could be a trauma. Trauma is a huge thing that we're dealing with. And that's part of mental wellness. And then also the things that we did when we were in our addiction, active addiction, or in our drinking, or in those things, we feel guilt, and then we have resentment. And sometimes we're resenting others, or we resent our own selves from it. And
that was a big piece for me.
And then we think, what did we do to ourselves? So I'll just mention this to our listeners out there. If you have something to chime in about, hey, our new number is 612-405-3668. That's 612-405-3668. And then we have
call.
Yes, and oh my gosh,
or you can text.
or you can text at 763-843-4262.
I have bad news, Vahada.
What?
I can't find your song based on that title, but I did find a very well-known song, so we could do that one.
Yes.
Smashing Pumpkins. I think a lot of people know Tonight, so we'll do that, okay? You cool with that?
Yes.
Okay, we could talk off air about the song you originally mentioned. Okay, so here we go.
Oh, and I did get a Google Voice sent me a message that I got text.
What does it say?
text from you.
Oh, that's me. See, so you can get texts.
Yeah, it goes in the
So
main
now
email.
don't even do your personal
Yeah.
number, at least starting next week, say to call or text. One number, here it is. Awesome. And that's just, this is the free version. If
Yes.
it gets bigger, then it might be worth, doing
Yeah.
something else. Because then we can have a lot more things.
Oh, who's this from?
Okay, 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a terrific song. Anyways, I love it. Just memories. And hey, I got a message from a listener. Great show today. I like what you said about your mom and how honest I was. Well, if I'm going to be on the show and I'm going to talk about things and talk about recovery and help heal the community, you have to be honest. And so it's a little, it puts myself out there, makes it a little uncomfortable. But you know what? A little uncomfortable makes healing happen, and that's how you start out. And I think the one thing I gotta say is that through the traumas and experiences that happened, I gotta say the one thing I thank my mom for, and no one can take this away from me. I have empathy beyond empathy and love and care, and no one could take that away from me, no matter what happened, who did what to me, and all the traumas, no matter the fact that the schools didn't help me or any of that stuff didn't save me. Gosh, I got lucky. and I'm so lucky I get to love more than I've ever loved, and that is a gift. So, and that creates leadership, and that creates a different realm, because it empowers people. Like I created a training for the employees called CEO certification, creators of excellent operation, because I can't do it alone. I have to do it with the team. So it's a different way of leadership, and so I become so thankful. I've taken those opportunities to learn to be better, and then of course with all the car accidents and being hit from behind about 6 years ago. Yes, I don't function the right way as I used to, and that can be really hard for people because I know there's people out there who think that, but then you just find other ways of doing things. And Bridge, one more time, I just gotta say, the support she gives the show, and she makes it happen, and we're growing, and today I'm gonna give her a design of what I want, and she's gonna help create it, and then she pushes all the buttons so I don't screw the show up, because I was on the edge on the show. It's like, honey, you gotta push these buttons, and my when I try to type something, I click the wrong buttons. But I gotta say this, Bridge, we are here on Mother's Day, and what is something special for your Mother's Day? And you asked me a question, but my mom, it's your turn now. How is your relationship, because I really haven't ever asked, and if it's too personal, we are allowed to
I have
say.
an open book, Bahana.
So tell me about your relationship. Let listeners know how has that grown, or has that been different? And then you also have this other part of your family that you have found, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, this is confusing right now, but recently found my birth dad, which was never on my birth documents, and then so I was adopted, and so my birth mom I did later find and communicate with briefly, but she didn't. When I would ask her who the father was, she wouldn't answer that. So I got a letter from him. It's interesting. So we both have to do that. But my adopted mom, aware of that today, therapy has really helped me understand and accept that she is just the person that she's going to be. And she's just never had, or probably never will, my therapist helped me understand, she just doesn't have that capacity to be at that depth of understanding in life. And I struggled a lot because I felt like in my childhood I was never enough. I was never good enough. Nothing I could do. I remember inviting them to, I was so all over the place trying to get them to just accept me, and I realized later it was to love me, to feel loved. We had no hugs or kisses in my house. No I love yous, none of that. So I always sought that, I think I realized, for years. And so not getting it at home, I was seeking it, in teachers or bosses or relationships. And, my therapist, I remember I did forgive my mom because she did the best that she could do for the type of person that she is. And my therapist just said, it's okay to have a boundary, which I do have, because it's just like she can't get past. A lot of the things she says is just in the past. It was not associated with. She doesn't stay in the present moment. And anyways, no, I opened that door when I had my daughter to keep communication open. I tried again later, but I was always on my end to try to keep anything working. And in reality, anytime that was even open, it just didn't feel healthy. So I wished her well. And I definitely, set my standard kind of in a good manner, like the door's open. But the sad, depressing part is she's never called or tried to come into my life anyway. So, I had a plan set up, if she really wanted to know me, and she really wanted to have a relationship with me or my children, I'd be open to it. But that's the reality, is I realized over all them years, she was never the one really seeking that at all.
Yes, so sometimes our seeking isn't what we want, or we're going for that, but that's the acceptance, because heck, I don't know, she's missing out on a lot.
I'm grateful because I learned how my adopted parents, did the parenting thing. I learned to do, okay, this is not what I'm going to do. I'm going to be the opposite. I'm going to be very loving, affectionate, and supportive, and, be that thing I was seeking. And I, even through my struggles and addiction, my kids, now today tell me, they pulled me aside. It's heartwarming that they said that, even though I struggled, they just knew no matter what, I'd always be there for them.
And that's amazing. And
But that was a relief.
And we learned from what our parents did not do for us, and what we do now. And that's kind of the amazing thing. And I think safety or being protected, and I think a lot of times we act out on things that we didn't get or understand, and things are different now because we talk about mental wellness, we talk about emotions. Before it used to be like you don't talk about these things in society. And then one of our listeners did send in something talking about that options are for people who have mental wellness is women's Bible studies. She has found that she belongs to a women's Bible study and it has helped her understand things.
Yeah.
So there are many different, there's many different pathways to mental wellness as well.
That's faith-based recovery pathways. Yes, they're
Yes.
all over and they're wonderful.
They're all over, and they're
That seek that, yeah.
that seek that. And I've seen that in a lot of places. Women groups are very important, and on this Mother's Day, I think that it's important to understand that Mental Wellness Month, there are so many options. And so one more time, I'm going to mention some of the services. VSPN, so Wellness in the Woods. It's got virtual peer, it's free. You just go on their website and it takes you right there. You also have Minnesota Recovery Connection.
That's where I work, and I just want to point out we just had another person become, and I am as well, a certified peer support specialist. So it's a dual certification, and so I'm a certified peer recovery specialist, but also a peer support specialist, which is mental health. So I feel like if you're seeking, even thinking about seeking recovery for mental wellness or mental health, you could at least start at Minnesota Recovery Connection and talk to someone like myself, or there's like 4 or 5 of us that
Yeah, because I've done the certifications and they're
to
amazing.
find what might work for you. Like I needed multiple paths.
Yes, and
Mental health was a big one.
yeah, and I'm sure if I know, I talk with a lot of my brothers and sisters in the recovery community, and I got to tell you, I say something or I'm talking about something or someone's in a meeting who just believes it. We call them dry drunks, you guys. People who are grumpy in their recovery and just think, oh, you're going to become sad in this and you shouldn't be really happy in your recovery this much. And I say, I got to tell you something. It hasn't changed for me. Yes, I have my really hard days, but I look at, we embrace people and we want others to have what we have and seek, and that's what we're supposed to do in our recovery. And I had a guy come up to me and go, well, I think I've been looking at it the wrong way, and so we can touch those, we can get to the others. And I'm finding out a lot of brothers and sisters are getting some type of other emotional support. They need that. Oftentimes that's why they go to an AA meeting or an all recovery meeting or another group meeting.
Smart recovery is
Smart recovery out there.
Like science-based stuff.
Yeah, and that's actually, smart recovery is pretty cool. I used to attend meetings for that. I wish there was more in the Twin Cities.
Steve Kind, that author
yes,
was on here.
yeah, the author was here.
Inspirational Dissatisfaction.
Yes, and he does that. And,
He still facilitates those.
yes, and I'm on the peer advisory board. And he's on there as the co-chair in charge.
Yeah, see, you can still I've had 2 years. I've been just going at it, and I also heard the pushback, like you're gonna get burnt out. You're gonna be over. Well, maybe for you, but for me, this is what I'm passionate about. Like this spirits me, like energizes me, like. I don't foresee that happening. As long as I keep my circle of people with that same energy, I feel like we feed off of each other.
Yeah, and it's a smaller, I'm in the city of Medina, and let me explain something that's really weird. I was calling about doing training for the Steve from the Hope Network and doing a community outreach. They're like, what are you talking about with harm reduction or overdose prevention, and who's Steve Rumler? And then they're like, naloxone, what are you talking about? And then getting into the schools, you really have to work on that. And oftentimes, I was talking to someone in the park the other day. She's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, is that what happened to the kid that they're doing a memorial for? And they don't really know.
They just don't know. Yeah.
And they need to be aware because they have kids. And the funny thing is, I'm aware that the person I know has a son who's dabbled in lots of things. She's not aware. She just thinks it's the drinking. And so it's really sad to understand that people don't know. Just having these kids is really important.
Yes.
So there are things that we are doing, and we're going to be playing our next crazy fun.
One more song. It's a little emo.
Emo.
But again, this is one of the ones I didn't get to.
All right, play it. Let's play it for her.
I want to talk about one. Okay, so it's Amber Run.
Oh, cool.
I found close to the heart.
Oh, and the message for Bridge.
You know, my mom still lives in St. Paul, so it scares me that somebody might hear something, say something to her. She just doesn't, she's just like, her whole side of that family is all about standing by their man. And you don't talk about stuff. And when I actually brought my daughter to meet her, you know, I made a point to say that her husband, my dad, could never be around my daughter. And she actually said, she met her, and then finally by like the second or third time they visited, she goes, you know what, it's not right. And if you can't have her around your dad, then I'm not going to be a part of that either. And I said, wow, okay. So, but, you know, over time, like, I still, you know, tried to make things work with my sister, and so for her benefit, I would still, like, say, oh, birthday party, you're welcome to come.
So the ones you were adopted, were your real brothers and sisters?
No, my twin brothers, my blood, yes.
So where's your twin brother?
Huh?
Your twin brother?
Yeah, he moved out to Montgomery. We're good.
You guys talk?
Yes.
Are you guys a lot alike?
Yes.
Okay.
I think we have a really good relationship. But, you know, we grew up in a house where we don't show emotions, we don't talk about feelings, you know? So it's like, I know I could.
Is he married?
Yes.
He has kids now?
But she don't get nothing about recovery. Oh, don't get me started on the wife.
Okay.
But yes, and...
Oh, she doesn't get it at all?
No.
Okay.
And, but my nephews are fantastic.
Because I was talking to someone the other day who was, actually my doctor was just talking about someone in the family being, drinks, and they recognize it, but the one says, oh, he just doesn't drink as much or something. That's not how you deal with it.
It's a progressive disease.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh yeah, I could moderate it. I could make it for a certain amount of time, but it was only just a matter of the time before I went right back into that ditch. But yeah, my sister, my younger sister from a different family, she's still in the throes of addiction. And
So your dad is what descent? Or your mom, your real mom?
my birth mom?
Yeah.
Indigenous.
Of what?
Ojibwe.
Ojibwe, and then your dad?
My birth dad is Irish.
Oh, it's again, wow.
And what's crazy is I found out after he gave us up for adoption, he married a Hmong woman here in St. Paul. They're still married. So I have 5 half siblings, and they're half Hmong, which is great because
cool.
I grew up. So my best friends were Hmong.
Oh, hey, are we back? Hey, everyone.
What are you talking about?
The song?
No.
Oh,
I'll let you know.
Oh, I'm like,
Well, it's a
what?
longer song. No, we still got a minute.
Okay, cool. I'm like, what?
Yeah, they're Hmong, which is great. Actually, they went to some of the high schools that were close to mine.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm the oldest. You know, I want to reach out to them, but it turns out they never told their kids about us. So it was a big shock, and it's been very weird for me. It's heartbreaking because I want to say hi.
Yeah.
And they go sit there, they're like, we need to address this with our family.
Mhm.
Like, but I'm your family. It hurt my feelings, but then I realized, fuck them.
Yep.
Just take time on it, whatever. You do whatever you want to do.
Do
I'll
whatever
be
you
here
want.
when you're ready. Okay.
And we are back on the Rise Up Hour. So, Bridge, hey, let's talk about, how much time do we have left?
Ooh, we're getting down. We got 6 minutes.
So let's talk about our guest that's going to be coming next week, maybe.
Oh, yes, Josh
And talk about
Ballard.
mental wellness. I mean, let's talk about health. Wow.
So I'm excited to have him come. He's very active, especially in the sober fun activities. I know volleyball started back up Fridays. He's like the big person to get involved with that. We're going to post a flyer too. When he comes out next week, I'm sure he's got lots of... This person lost over 100 pounds. He was involved, I don't know if he's still involved in a sober fit group, but he's amazing. I've known him like 4 or 5 years, and he's like us, Bahada. Like he's never
He's like
stopped,
happy because he's been questioned.
giving back and being a part of that fellowship and reaching out to everybody and anybody. Like when we first met, I didn't have any friends Bahada. I didn't talk to anybody, especially guys. He was like the one person to really pull me out of that, you know, being scared of people, antisocial stuff. He really tried. He really tried to get me to participate more. But anyway, he was a person that I found inspired me, and you know, he had that thing that I wanted too. So, but yeah, he's all over the place.
Yeah, I loved him. I met him for the first time.
Yeah.
And it was Howard's celebration of life at MRC, and how kind of them to do that for him. Because
him and Howard went to the recovery coaching.
Oh yeah, he was telling me. Yes, and he.
That's a great before and after picture.
They had a lot. They had a lot in common. He was just talking about. There were a lot alike, and so Howard brought a lot of people together. I got to say that what a blessed man, and we celebrated his life, and I got to meet a lot of people and seen people I haven't seen in a while.
There was a lot of people that came.
Yeah, and then the other thing is, so I get to meet him, and he just talks about being healthy and outgoing, and talking about.
He's gonna share the secrets of how he did it.
Yes, and just being healthy, and also being active, and you know, because in recovery, I always think that we don't have to get in touch with things that we used to like, or yes, you get to be yourself again, and you get to enjoy the things you liked before. And he was talking about he has a lot of fun. And that's what we talk about.
Place,
We get to laugh, we get to have lots of fun, and some people are into sports. I'm not a big sports person, but hey, I'd like to be able to do it like the fit stuff.
Well, you guys, yes.
Yeah, I just can't do them. I mean, I used to do volleyball and try these things. If I did that right now,
it's fun to watch though if you go there.
Yeah, but see, for me, if it's one of those things that's a little active thing, I'd like to just jump in there and say, hey, you know, I do this, but I just
really hurt yourself, Dad.
then I'd be in a wheelchair, or we'd be in the hospital, and that wouldn't be good for me. But yes,
for me either.
Good, wishful thinking sometimes. But yes, I do get it, and that's why sometimes just to walk is okay instead, or maybe trying to garden a little. That, you know, I got to pull my hands back because even my fingers are really swollen, and I think that's from my neck or something. And you know, so now I have to be proactive and go, hey, I gotta see the doctor. So those of you who don't like doing that, you know, we all have to take baby steps. And even moms, I know moms who like to hold in pain and think they deserve it.
High tolerance.
Yes, and they think, oh, I don't need to do that. Moms, you guys deserve to get mental wellness, especially on this Mother's Day. And I'm gonna mention something else. All the mothers out there,
Happy Mother's Day!
Happy Mother's Day! I just want you guys to take a moment for yourself and just realize you guys have done so many things. And for those moms who feel like they've been wrong or they've done something wrong, forgive yourself. You know, don't have sympathy for yourself, have empathy, and allow yourself to work through that pain, because we've all made mistakes. And so there's no judgment. We don't judge each other here. We just give love. So just remember to inspire love to your kids, to your family members, and kids out there who've had troubles, and family members, or someone who's been like a mother. Just call them up or send them a text message and say, thank you for all that you've done, and just experience that. Let people know today's about love, joy, and just spreading the word of happiness to everyone. And I just want to say thank you for everyone joining us.
But don't forget to mention Wednesdays. There's a new all recovery meeting.
What is that all about? Talk about that.
Okay, so at MRC, the virtual all recovery meetings, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m., and then Saturdays, 5 p.m. But Wednesday's the new one we're starting also at 5 p.m. It's for the LGBTQ community at 5 o'clock. So I think it's the 11th, but it's this Wednesday.
At 5 o'clock,
I'm so excited. Yes.
I think I'm going to go to that one.
You should.
Yeah.
I wish I could. I have to facilitate the regular one.
Okay, so they're having two separate ones. If somebody ever
covers for me, I'm definitely going.
Oh, so they're having two separate ones.
Yes, it'll have a separate code. I will post the flyer.
Let's post it on
ours,
thing,
but you can go to the MRC. It's posted on there too. But
oh, cool. So they're really doing a separate. Wow, thank you, MRC, for reaching out to the whole community. See, MRC is really, you know what? I got to say, they are just so open, and especially with all the crazy stuff going on. And that is our alarm for our 1 minute.
60 seconds.
Oh wait, do I have two messages? Hey, and by the way, someone said, Bridge on the message. Hey, Bridge, thank you for being. Where was it? Someone had just said, wish Bridge a happy Mother's Day. One of our listeners. Thank her for allowing the show. Yes, she. I mean, my fingers aren't working right now. So, but someone had mentioned a message to thank,
thank you.
just to thank Bridge for being on the show and what she does. And let me tell you, bless her heart. I appreciate her every day. And, you know, let me tell you, she's just got it all together. I like it.
Well, yeah.
She's growing. She's growing all the time, okay? So, and hey, you know what? All you mothers out there, just enjoy your day, and I'm so excited. And one other thing is, enjoy this weather. Finally, spring's coming.
Yeah, the sun's sneaking out.
Oh, it's sneaking out finally, okay? Get some vitamin D.
Okay, everybody.
See you next week.
That's a wrap. See you next week.
I had a lot of people react. Oh, you're not censoring. You're talking about that.
That's perfect. It's re-talking about it. Okay. That was fun.
Yes.
I'm sad that I won't be able to rewatch this because I wanted to show my kids that Mom is cool, and they don't care. Oh, I forgot to have the chat on. Did we get any comments? Comments. No, but we got some hearts. Thanks, everybody. Happy Mother's Day. I like to do this. My daughter taught me that.
Yeah, you forgot to have the chat on last week. Hey, hi. Happy Mother's Day. We love you all.
Mwah.
Don't
Okay.
put your hands up too much, Mama.
And the broadcast.